Welcome to the DaChop Team. I'm your host, Seth the Dart Child.
I'm your host, twinsinc.
Our show is about two guys and any friends that happen to come over with a topic that we want to chop up.
This is our Barbershop style podcast. We discuss it all. If the fellas at the shop will go in on it, we will. Let's chop it up. We back.
Yo.
Seth the Dart Child, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing great. I am absolutely having a great day.
I did the audio check. We good. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to build it. What Kevin said used to say? Build as we fly.
Build as we fly.
We flying all right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I'm your boy twinsinc with
Seth the Dart Child.
We back at it again. Thanks for y'all listeners who continue tune in, listen, feedback. We appreciate you. We're not chasing numbers. We're just putting the content out there and let it fly. Once again, this is your barber style type of podcast, and this is what we're talking about today. You see the topic is honor and integrity.
Yeah.
Seth the Dart Child has a good scenario that he started telling me about. I said, no. Let's record this.
Because we waste a lot of good conversations.
Yeah. Before I can really respond how I want to respond, I said, no, we got to record this and chop this up. And this is season 2 that we're in. Mm-hmm. Season 2. We're in season 2 now. I know we have a lot of content, but we was getting our stuff together. We're now in season 2. I want to say this may be episode 4, but don't worry, it'll be listed. So tune us to us every week on Sundays, 3 p.m.-ish. The audios will drop on Monday morning on your major platforms that you listen to podcasts on. So that could be iHeart, Spotify, iTunes, whatever it may be. Whatever you listen to podcasts, we're on those major platforms as well. So no further ado, Seth, let's talk about this integrity and honor conversation you had this week.
All right. Listen, I'm gonna tee this up. Roll with me for a little while because it's important to get to the end.
Okay.
All right. So recently, my son challenged me to a fighting game. Right now, because for years I used to talk a lot of junk. I used to keep a joystick in the car. You can beat me at NBA 2K. You can probably beat me at a football game. You can probably beat me at a baseball game. I don't care. But when it comes to head-to-head fighting games, I talk the talk and I walk the walk. I don't care if it was Street Fighter, Tekken, Soul Calibur. I put in work to be the best, right?
Okay.
So, of course, my son has had to grow up living with somebody who he could not beat for a long time, and of course, I understand it made him feel that way.
But also, that's the same thing. If this for the men who have sons that are raising their sons, right? Mm-hmm. It's not just the video games. It comes to even sports. It could be basketball, whatever it is. As a father, you make it so hard that your son cannot beat you. So I know we're talking about this video game, but it's everything across the board. It could be pool. It could be. It could be a card game, fish, whatever it is. Anything we play with our son, we want to challenge them and beat them every time. But continue.
Well, yeah, but I just want to add to that is the point is that we want our children to be better than us.
Facts.
I don't take it easy in competitive sports or nothing because when you better than me, you better than me. Way to go, son. I am proud of you. The whole goal is to get you over me. But I don't cheat my son. I don't do things negative to damage his self-esteem.
Okay.
If I beat you, I'm also teaching you. And he gets a bit better all the time, right? So whatever. Moving on. Full disclaimer, my son doesn't live with me. My son lives with my ex-wife in another state. So I haven't been there for the last 6 years. I see him when I see him, right? So fast forward. He challenges me to Tekken. And he was like, he has a friend he says is even better at it than him. And they both want to come at me. Not Tekken, any fighting game, right? So we negotiate the rules of the contest. Because my first thought was, okay, I got MK11 already saved to the Xbox.
That's Mortal Kombat, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, got that.
For the non-gamers.
Yeah, I got MK11 saved already. But I'm good on any platform. So we can play Injustice. We can play Street Fighter versus Capcom, Soul Calibur. Once again, I fight I play fighting video games, and I put in work to be the best. You got to have a crown somewhere, but I want my son to beat me, right? So he comes at me, him and his friend, and say, hey, we want to challenge you to a fighting game. We go through the list. They turn down Mortal Kombat because they say when I get Sub-Zero, it's not fair. Okay, so you don't want to play with projectiles. Fine. What about Soul Calibur? They fight with swords and weapons. He was like, no, we can do Tekken. I'm like, okay, Tekken what version? Well, I got Tekken 7 right now. So really? So I didn't even have it. I just went online and download. Okay, Tekken 7. Cool. I downloaded on spring break. You come, we'll do this. So I went into training for a couple of weeks. And
in the lab.
Yeah, in the lab. So my son comes down for spring break, and we getting it in. It's just me and him, and it's not really fair, but it's kind of even because he's not bad with King, but I analyzed his fighting style the next day. He couldn't beat me with King. I'm like, bro, you have tails. I fight. I can see this. So, right. Then one day we get his friend Spencer here, right? I shouldn't have said that boy name, but we fighting and I'm beating Spencer, and it comes to find out Spencer actually fights in tournaments for Tekken 7.
Oh, so he's a professional gamer,
bruh.
See, we just regular gamers.
I didn't know.
See, ladies and gentlemen, there's levels to this gaming stuff. We just regular gamers, yeah. But there's kids or people out there, even adults out there that are professional gamers who go and do tournaments weekly, monthly for money, cash prize, whatever it may be. Money, cash, same thing. You know what I'm saying. But he's professional. Go ahead, continue.
Okay, so boom, they come at me with that, right?
Hold on. So, when did you find out he was a professional gamer?
A little bit before that.
Okay, a little before that? Okay.
But the point being is...
Wait, before y'all play or before he came and visit?
Before we play.
Okay, so he was here, but you didn't know until y'all start playing that he's an actual professional gamer.
But to me, that was a ringer.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, yo, son, that's like having a professional pool player as your cousin, and you be like, let's just play $5 a ball. Bruh, this...
Then later find out, oh, yeah, he professional. Wait a minute.
Okay, right, so moving on, I'm going to let that go. And so the next part that happened was... you didn't want to play Mortal Kombat and you didn't want to play projectile weapons. So me and my son is playing and he decides to pick Noctis. It's a character on there who uses a sword and an attack from across the board.
And ladies and gentlemen, for my gamers out there, my guys, that name will not ring a bell to most of us guys who played Tekken growing up, Tekken 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. It's 7 now, but it started at 1. But the point I'm trying to make is that's not a normal character or name that rings a bell. I had to look it up like, who in the hell is that? Continue.
All right. So we're playing with Noctis, and Noctis has an attack that comes from across the board.
Oh, so he can throw something across the board.
Yes. He can throw his sword, teleport behind his sword for the attack.
You said teleport too?
Teleport too. So if he throws it from 30 feet away,
right,
it travels the distance instantaneously or whatever, in the game, and then he can continue to attack close up because he teleported.
Okay. I mean, that sounds very familiar from MK, which is Mortal Kombat. Why? That could have played.
We could have just played Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. All right.
So that attack was corny to me. I'm like, bruh, this is a hand-to-hand fighting game, and you fighting with a character who's fighting from halfway across the board. That's not Tekken. That's Soul Calibur. That's not even Soul Calibur. That's Mortal Kombat. That's Capcom versus Marvel. That's Street Fighter.
Yeah.
That's not Tekken.
Right. We try to make it a fair because you didn't like how it played with Sub-Zero or whatever. So we tried even playing field.
So from a win-loss count, he won. He did. I could not figure out how to get my character who can only fight you with punches and kicks to fight a character who can attack from half a screen away.
Okay.
So I said, I'm trying to say you won, but bruh, that you came to me as a fighting game, then you picked a character that by default didn't fit the description of the fight that y'all chose.
Yeah, the rules.
So we could have played Mortal Kombat.
Mm-hmm.
We could have played Capcom versus Marvel. We could have played Street Fighter. But if that's what you chose, son, I mean, you won. But here's the honor and integrity portion for me. you winning is fine. Everybody likes a winner. But how you win is also as important as that you won. Because if the other person feels like you won, but you had to do you didn't play fair to do it, the other person going to lose. That other person ain't going to play you no more. That other person ain't going to be like, yo, I want you on my side.
Kind of lose a little respect.
Yeah, that part. And it's painful because, this my kid. This my kid. Bruh, you can do that. You can do that with your friends in the street, but for real, your dad, you felt like you had to do what you had to do to beat your dad. That has, in my opinion. Well, anyway, I'm gonna drop that right there before we go into my opinion. Do I look like a sore loser, which is fair? Please put it in the opinion. Or do it look like there was something to be said there?
Okay, I like that. So once again, I'm a gamer as well. I play. I'm not. I used to be big on the fighting games. I don't play as much, but I do play the Maddens and the 2Ks and the Call of Duty is what I play, right? Mm-hmm. But it's still the same concept across the board, right? As most men, especially our age, right? Once you don't go to college and play college ball, your sport career is over. Most people retire from sports after high school. Now, if you do go to college play, it may extend there. But outside of that, we have our working out at the gym, local gym workouts, maybe a small league we get into. But that competitiveness that we have growing up is now gone because we now have to live the regular life and be working men.
Yeah, I can't drop 20 hours a week on a video game.
Right.
I just can't.
So with that being said is this. So when it comes to the gameplay, the story that he went over, right? His son brought over a friend to challenge his dad. I mean, all three of them was playing against each other, but the son had a hidden agenda because he brought someone over who is a professional gamer, which we didn't really know.
Even amateur professional.
Right, amateur. Still. I mean, we're not amateur. We can't even say we're professional. We don't play nowhere in the league. So we can't even say, yeah, I play professionally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm a solo player.
Exactly. So he can actually put down on his belt like, yeah, I play professionally. I play for competition, money, whatever. So with that being said, like Seth the Dark Child said earlier, just like we at my house, I got a pool table and we playing pool. Me and the fellas, we put the pool plenty of times we shot pool. Mm-hmm. But then I invite my cousin over, and remember we play small bet game. All right, man, $5 in drinks. Mm-hmm. Who win get wings. But then I bring somebody over who is a professional, but I don't tell you guys until we start while we're playing. Like, man, you really good. Oh yeah, man, he plays all the time. That's like, damn, bro. So you hustling us? This supposed to be a fun event.
Technically, it feels like a hustle.
Yeah, like a hustle. Like, yo, this supposed to be a good fun event time. Like, I don't mind. The thing is, I don't mind losing. Right? That's not the problem. No one. I mean, we know when it comes to sports or anything competitive, there's gonna be a winner. There's gonna be a loser. Mm-hmm. Side note: my son just won his first championship basketball league in my first year as a coach. So
congratulations!
4-1 and won yesterday. Salute to King Sean and the Celtics. Anyway, I-9 salute. But anyway, back to the story. But yes, someone has to lose, someone has to win, right? But it comes to the integrity part and honor we're talking about is that how you kind of cheat and then you're standing on that plateau that you won, but you didn't really win. You didn't get it out the mud. You didn't really work hard to craft your skill to win on your own. You had to get an advantage. So yeah, you might have beat me, but now I look at you sideways and I'm like, I can't really trust anything you do now because if it's that serious where you got to cheat or get an enhancement or do something different to win, I can't really say, I can't really trust you. You understand what I'm saying? It's like with Call of Duty. There's controllers you can buy, which are called mod controllers. Mm-hmm. And what they do is you hit one little button, you have perfect accuracy shooting everybody. Mm-hmm. You can go run around the corner and hit the button and kill people so quickly. Go ahead, you want to say something?
Well, another thing about Call of Duty, I think it was on the computer, right? You can play it on the computer?
Yeah, it's cross now. It's cross function.
Okay, but the thing is, the mouse, the headshots with the mouse,
yes,
dude, the accuracy on the computer is not the same as the accuracy on the joystick.
Correct.
And you can tell who's playing on the computer and who's playing on a joystick.
Yes. And when I was playing Call of Duty with a few friends, we would turn off the cross-play off so we don't play with people who play on the computer.
Yeah,
because
it's not fair.
It's not fair. Because, I mean, even though we both be in the same room, same internet, same location. Only difference is I'm on a PlayStation and he's on the computer. That 0.10 of a second of the pushing button is that matters. We can walk in the room at the same time, and I see you see me, and I get shot first.
Yep. Because that mouse click is
that click is faster. So the point I'm trying to make is that, ladies and gentlemen, what we're talking about here is that yes, his son and his friend might have won, got the upper hand, got the win, but it's like, how do I look at him now? Well, you know what? I'm gonna ask this question. Go ahead.
Once again, it ain't even how, but the thing is, once again, for myself, sore loser, or do I have a legitimate? This didn't sit right with me.
My bad.
Okay.
Correct.
And the same thing is, I want to relinquish the crown. Full disclosure, I'm closer to 50 than 45. Right.
Right.
I know I can't be the king of the mountain forever, and I want my son to take the crown.
Right.
But I don't feel good about passing you the crown, bro. You didn't. How you win? If you hold on, let's be 1,000. Right. If like Tom Brady when they were talking about the air being let out of the football that time for the Super Bowl, right?
The Deflategate, right?
The Deflategate. Okay. The point being is, you won, but how you won count. How you won matters. If you can't take my crown legit so that I can respect the passing of the crown, then I'm gonna be looking at you sideways.
Makes sense.
The problem isn't that I'm gonna be looking at you sideways, right? Now listen to what I said. The problem is that I am going to be looking at you sideways because you my son, man. Bruh, I wanted to have taught you better than that. But if you think this is cool. I'm going to say this because, even though this is here, all of us know people from the streets, right? You try to be slick in the middle, in a pool hall with some folks you don't know. Try to be slick when you're sitting across the table from somebody and you got some bricks on the table that y'all trying to move. Try to be slick.
Yes. So let me go back for a second. So to answer your question, is Seth Darchow a sore loser or is he overthinking this? So no, I don't think he's a sore loser at all. Nope. He has a perfect, legit argument, statement, concern to actually have. And he kind of went into it as I just jumped back into the conversation. If you're okay with playing against your own dad, your own blood, someone that raised you, and you feel comfortable enough that you can try to pull a fast one over him, you might get an idea that it's cool or it's something that I can't do across the board with anybody. No, you can't.
Nah, you can't.
We men look at things totally different.
And folks live on a hair trigger out here now.
We're not going to get in that conversation there, but that is a fact. People are getting shot.
Well.
Oh, my driveway. Oh, ring my doorbell. But
honestly, bro, you can't.
People on edge right now.
You really can't give people that. Now, here's the other part, right? Because I brought it to you.
Right.
So I took it to another one of my friends, and one of my friends was like, yo, you are overthinking it. He beat you fair and square. It's your fault if you lost. It don't matter how you it don't matter how you play as long as you win. Right?
I can't agree with that. I can't agree with that.
Hold on. Let me clear.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I had another friend who was like, nah, bruh, something ain't right with that because once again, for me, this somebody I grew up with in the street for a long time. We were kids together. We got the same set of values here. And he was like, yeah, no, that's not right because even if it's $1 or $1 million, if you do something, you got to make sure the other person feel like you did it with honor. You know, otherwise, if it was dishonorable, it was dishonorable. Either way, once again, and this is the first real time we've ever had a conversation about honor and integrity among people of my complexion because we don't really talk about it. But you start to realize that the people who you closest to, y'all tend to have a certain level of the same view on honor and respect, and you're not really tight with folks when you realize that they kind of, if you're a moral person, you kind of distance yourself from unmoral person, this moral person.
That's a fact.
And
it's a circle you keep around.
And that's part. So now I feel like so your opinion, once again, one person said I was wrong, one person said I was right. So that's 1-1. Break the tie.
Oh, that's an easy break tie. His son was wrong. I want the second person. There's something really wrong with that. That is,
okay.
I'm sorry, because it starts small and it just grows from there. It get legs and grow. Listen, I've heard, I ain't gonna say I've seen, I've heard people get shot and killed over $5 because someone's cheating. I heard people getting shot and killed over Uno with no money involved. Mm-hmm. That's how intense it is when people start cheating and doing certain things to get the upper hand.
Yep. Same thing with cards. Yep. Spades.
Yeah, I done seen friendly card games of spade, no money involved, maybe a little alcohol drinking in there, but I see it escalate because people don't have integrity. Okay. As some people take their craft very serious, right? So, just for example, Seth Dartel may take his craft very well as a very competitive fighter.
As a fighter
in the game. When you call them Mortal Kombat, Soul Calibur, Capcom, all those games, hand-to-hand combat stuff, he make like, hey, this is, if I don't have nothing else in the world, I can walk in any arcade with a controller and give the people the business.
And yes, even now, because most people, once again, you might be, my son, Call of Duty, it's not a contest. I get smoked. Destiny 2, not a contest. I am going to get smoked. Halo is a little bit more iffy. So I'm willing to, I own the crown and I own the L. But this one just don't taste right.
Also, too, and you said this, and Seth Dartel stated that he want his son to be him, right? He want to be able to pass him the crown as like, oh, man. Like, the thing is this, as fathers, there's certain things that we want to carry on, right? Mm-hmm. Listen, he may not have his dad around to play video games with, but he's starting it with his son. So the fact that his son was catching L's from Seth for all these years, right? Couldn't beat him.
He caught L's. He did catch L's.
And then imagine that he won without any help or cheating, right? Dang, Dad, I finally got you. Like, that's a huge accomplishment that it gives the son a boost. It gives him a boost ego that, because most kids thinking their dads is like Superman, point blank, period. Like, man, listen, before he beat you, I know for a fact my dad is a beast when it comes to Tekken, or my dad's a beast when it comes to Mortal Kombat. You want to know how I know that? Because he went and got somebody who was a good professional gamer to beat his dad. That's how serious it was. So, you gotta really think about it. When you bring somebody in to help you beat somebody, it's really that serious.
Yeah,
and it was eating him. But the point I'm trying to make is that if he would have been able to beat his dad on the fairness with no additional help, and Seth was okay with that, which is cool. So now, what that does now, when his son has kids, and hopefully he has a son or a daughter, either or, he can kind of passing on with him, like, oh man, you think I was good? Hey, granddad was. Yep. It took me 18 years to be granddad, or 16 years to be granddad. You know what I'm saying? It's just that small conversation. But now that you won, it ain't the same. And then if Seth is still around and see his grandkids, you can be like, oh no, he cheated. Yeah, you never beat me. You really didn't beat me.
I ain't gonna say that, but I'm once again, it's an asterisk. I'm gonna say it's an asterisk. I'm like, yo, you won. But me and you both had the conversation. I mean, yeah, okay. And I'm going to let it ride. But at the same time, do I want to re-challenge? Nope, I don't.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm straight.
But once again, I know we're talking about the game, but you have to understand the concept. It's bigger than just a game.
For me, it is.
It's bigger. I know the basic is come from a game, but it's bigger than that because it's called survival. His son and other young men gonna go out and live their life, but sometimes there's money usually involved with things. I done played a few games with some good friends and I put money on the table. Hey man, $100, I beat you and this man, right?
Exactly.
Doesn't matter, but those things like that can escalate if you do something that's not honorable.
And once again, I'm from the wrong side of the tracks a long time ago. Not bragging or nothing. Mm-hmm. I'm from the wrong side of the tracks. I've seen things. So, yeah, I've seen dice games go left.
Yes.
Just dice. Just brothers shooting dice. Pitching quarters in the bathroom. If you've never pitched quarters, it's a game you got to get closest to the wall. So you flick your coin at the wall, and it got to bounce off the wall. The one closest to the wall win, right? competition. I've seen fights back in the high school, fights in the bathroom over pitching quarters.
Yes.
Some people get hurt.
Listen, and when I was growing up, when we had shop class, like home ec shop, the basic life skills, trade classes they took out of school, we built small little pool tables.
That's cool.
Right? But we started learning how to play, and it was very competitive.
Exactly.
And so if people cheat, like if you didn't call your shot, because you had to call your shot, like, all right, that ball going that corner. If you make a shot, it is that competitive.
Yeah.
If you cheating, it's gonna be a problem.
So, and once again, we could branch this conversation out. We could branch this conversation out any number of directions, right?
Yes.
Since we always talking about male-female relationship, even though this is me and a male child, the point being is that winning at all cost, it leaves a sour taste in your mouth. If you won, but I'm looking at you sideways, which is the same as being married and getting a divorce. It's fine if you don't want to be with somebody anymore, but look at what you did to leave that person. Did you have to? When you start, it's honor and integrity. It's about how you win used to be important. I don't know about right now, but it used to be important. And obviously, my generation, most of the people in my generation understand that. But I'm starting to understand that these younger people, it's getting a little cloudy about how you win versus that you won.
Right.
And that's going to be a problem, because this whole world that we live on is based on trust. A man's word is supposed to be his bond. If I give you my word, now don't get me wrong, I might lie to somebody. I'm not going to act like I'm a saint. But if I give you my word, I have to be willing to do everything humanly possible to not break my word, because I might need you to return that favor at one point in the future. If I go into business with you, which is the same as a marriage, that's why marriages are falling apart. If I go into business with you, I have to trust that you are going to manage your part of the business as well as as to the best of your ability, the same as I am, so that our business can be successful. And I would not go into business with somebody who I'm looking at sideways. I'm not.
Message.
That's the same for relationships. Once again, if it might seem minor as a game, but because I wouldn't cheat on a video game. Right. It's a damn game. I wouldn't even do anything you thought was corny on the video game, because here's one of the rules I got. See, me and when I learned how to play, you can't even do the same move 3 times in a row. Doesn't matter the fight, doesn't matter the platform. Like, we got that from, Mortal Kombat, when you could just literally leg sweep all constantly
day. And then uppercut.
Leg sweep, yeah. So you cannot do the same move 3 times.
Right.
1 time, 2 times, the 3rd time you got to pick something else.
Right.
Right. And so that means spamming is really difficult when you can't do the same move over and over. You gotta step off of it. And those are the rules we play by. But if you won't follow those rules, first off, I don't have to play with you. It's a choice. Same as being friends with you, same as marrying you, same as doing business. It's all a choice. If you can't abide by the rules that's required to be here, you don't actually have to be here. And so that's my whole thing about honor and integrity. How you win is actually much, 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 much more important than that you won.
Yeah.
Because I need to feel confident that when you won, I can still respect you as a winner. Versus, once again, I'm from the hood. We used to fight. But nowadays, if you fight somebody, if that person lose, that person doesn't take an L, do they?
They sure don't. Oh, they may take an L, but it's not over.
And that's the problem.
Until it's not over until it's over.
And that's called honor and integrity. If you can't respect you can't respect the fact that you didn't have the ability to win that fight, so now you got to go and escalate the situation. we used to be able to fight and then be friends with the person we fought with because it was a fair fight.
I have fought a few people and still friends with them.
And I'm telling you, this one thing, it's a game. I know it's minor. I'm not going to ever bring it up again. But this little thing is just a really small aspect of a larger problem I see with this country.
Right. But also take it as this. It may seem small, but it's more educational than anything. Some people don't see it that way. Some people don't, after listening to it, they may look at it totally different, like, you do got a point there. It do make sense. Right? Some people don't. This is not for everybody. But for the people who do get it, you will get it.
Yeah. So if you get it and you put a 1 in the chat or whatever in comments to let somebody know you get it, cool. If you think I'm wrong, that's also cool. You're free to believe that. But, I think most people who I would want to be friends with are going to put a 1.
I think that sounds about fair. So anything additional you want to add to that, Seth? I think we chopped that up. I mean, I was really hit to the point, but I think it was really good.
Yeah, once again, it would be cool if we had some feedback and we had a larger audience. But the truth of the matter is, for men, I'm gonna take this up to the blackity black. We're gonna do Black Power right now.
Okay.
But for the men in this country who want better for this country, no, and I'm not gonna say I'm saying for our people, we really got to start having this conversation about what's expected of manhood and what's not expected, and we got to start calling out the bull stuff, right? We can't just keep going down to get along, win at all costs, because at that point, when somebody kick your front door open, they won, right? I mean, if you should have been strong enough to keep them from kicking your door open. When they beat you up in the street and rob you, well, you should have been strong enough to. No, bruh. Honor, respect, integrity. You got to figure out how to maintain that amongst each other. If not, if it's all men for themselves, bruh, I don't know if nobody want to live in that world. Anyway, I'm gonna stop right there.
I ain't got no fault with that. I mean, but that's how it was back in the day. If a guy sees something back then he wanted, he just take it. I mean, that's how the animal kingdom is right now. You think that a lion could be a male and female. They're together. If a new lion come by, he want that woman. They fight to the death. Take the woman. Get rid of the kids. Start all over. So no, we don't want to live that lifestyle. Or yeah.
And don't get me wrong, because I got a good job. We can live that lifestyle because I can afford to be a monster. But it's always going to be bigger monsters out there. But if you really just want to say F it, well, know who you playing with.
Yep. All right, we getting a little stag here. All right, there we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap it up here because it's a really good episode today, and I don't want no audio interference to mess it up. We out.
Peace.
Peace.